Hi traders, Joseph here from Eightcap. Well, we went from pretty solid looking risk rallies to a fair bit of a cut down late into today's Asian session. So we're half an hour into the today's European session, and London will open in around half an hour's time. So some of the keys we're watching is a bit of a fight back from the US dollar. So the Aussie in particular, we're seeing after a break this morning that touched, that 71.80 point, we've seen a pullback, and we've seen this resistance area at 71.50 come back into play. So while price stays below that 71.50 area, there is a small bias to the downside, but we still do have this pretty bullish bar here. So no, we're not really looking for shorts yet, but we are just keeping an eye on price at the moment to see if we do have a bit of a deeper pullback. And the euro as well has fought back from some earlier losses, but we are seeing very early stages of short-term resistance start to come in from around that 1774 point. And on the pound, not too much at the moment. It's nearly basically an inside bar, and just a small little bit of selling. So it'll be a wait and see as well on the pound. So the Aussie, out of the three main to the risk currencies to the USD, is showing the most signs of resistance at the moment. So we're just going to move on just to gold. Now, gold's solid run, so a bit of a halt today, and we saw basically from not the current 4-hour bar, but before, we saw a very sharp pullback after we saw 1981 tested, which is an amazing price. So we've seen since that point a pullback from sellers of close to big numbers here, $42.63, which is pretty amazing in intraday trading session for gold, isn't it? So it's 2.15%, and now we really just have to keep an eye on this to see if that extension has gone a little bit too far up, and if we do see a pullback develop. So that is currently at the moment a failing high, and we'll just have to see how the rest of today plays out. Now, it'll all probably be around the USD, I'd say, if the USD does make a bit of a fight back. Gold's been ignoring stocks recently, so it's mainly been about the USD and ongoing issues that it's facing. So if the dollar does fight back tonight, I'll be looking at the possibility of gold to maybe push it further lower. And if we do see a bit of stabilization into the London session, maybe we could see a bit of fight back from traders looking to jump in that may have felt that they've missed out on some of the action and excitement that we've seen since yesterday and for the first half of today. Now, oil's another one we just want to keep a look at. Now, oil's been doing nothing really for quite a while now, and we saw a range develop here, market moved above it, and now we're seeing another mini range developing here. So 41.90 is really the resistance level we're watching, and that's on both sides now. This has become too drawn out now. It's really extended way past sort of what you'd expect normally from a ascending triangle, and it's almost as if the market's just looking for a reason to make a move. While the price remains below that 41.90, we'll probably be looking for a little bit more bias to the downside, but while price remains above 40.88, it's really just going to remain in that short-term range. Now, with the Williams, if we do see a bit of a move lower and the Williams break that minus 50, that would give it a little bit more bearish influence than what we're currently seeing right now, which is just a squeeze at the moment. Now, Bitcoin, like gold, was another that really just came off its highs after this incredible bad rally we saw yesterday, which saw 10% added in a day, only Bitcoin. We saw another really strong rally this morning, which was pulled back sharply, and this is really, I'll just say, on the back of gold at the moment. So don't quote me on that, but it's definitely looking like that at the moment with Bitcoin. So we've seen a pullback so far of 4.23%, and again, like with gold, we just want to see what happens here at this point. Do we see a break lower below this level here, which is that 1080, 10,807, sorry, to signify more seller momentum, or do we see a hold above this level here at 10,860, which sort of signifies some short-term support developing, and then we just sort of create a bit of a consolidation. Now, do look out for any type of fake run that gets cut down up here and then comes back down into this kind of zone. That could signify that sellers are not done yet. So just just keep an eye on any fails around this area here. So like with gold, we'll just have to see what happens tonight, and if we do see a pullback, and if we've just seen just too much momentum too quickly, and a lot of people are just starting to cut out profits and jump out, because it is a pretty incredible move if you look at it after 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 days of trade, and you see a move of 24.52%. So there would be maybe a possibility of quite a few people in here at this point starting to book profits on this run that we saw this morning. So finally, we're just going to settle on the ASX 200. Now, we did talk about the US 30 and German 30 yesterday. They did rally, but we are seeing a little bit of seller momentum creeping in that came around early into the European session. It's a bit of a wait and a watch at the moment, especially just to see what happens here. We are seeing now the US 30 move into the negative. That's not the best signs unless we do see a snap out and rally. It is slightly concerning on the momentum front. So now really while price remains below 26.67, we could start leaning towards more seller momentum, and the Nasdaq was sort of the strongest looking out of those three yesterday. We can just see that pretty decisive bar there from buyers, but again, there are small signs of a lower high developing, so we do want to see a little bit more confirmation that there is a possibility of a new move higher, and be a little bit wary of right now. And just finally, the German 30 is basically looking quite similar to the US 30 at the moment, so the same really applies. Now the ASX 200 started the day quite nicely. It made a break above yesterday's bar, but that quickly changed and fell away. Now we're seeing quite a strong turnaround, and this is what has got me starting to think that there is some decent seller momentum creeping into the market right now because of this, how quickly it just fell away. So we've seen a break below what was some support. Sorry, it's a bit better on the daily. Some support around the opening price here. We've seen a move there. Now, if we see a move and close below this area here, we'd be starting to think we have a trend break starting to confirm, and possibility of a new short-term move lower developing. But until we really were sort of see a close below that point, just to sort of get out of this range pattern that's also in play as well. So that's it for now. There's no key news or data coming out in tonight's London and New York sessions, but there is Aussie dollar coming out at 11:30 tomorrow morning, and it does include the CPI. So do keep a watch of that if you do have Aussie dollar positions going into tomorrow morning 11:30. So until tomorrow's report, enjoy the rest of your trading day, and good trading, and bye for now.